Welcome back. Got a little 9-hole match out at Seneca Golf Club between Josh and myself. Josh steps up on the first tee, hits an absolute great draw here, finds the fairway. I step up and hit an absolute slicer here. Gonna find fairway coming up 10. Josh's second here, hits it a little thin on the backside here, while I, from the other fairway, hit a pretty good shot here, but just not going to end up where we want it to be. Going to be on the backside here with a tough little chip uphill. Hit a decent little shot, going to be right in the middle of the green. Do a little lag putt up to have that left for a bogey. Josh is, after a couple chips here, has a little bogey putt here. Taps it in for a double. Tough start for both of us here, as I come in for another double putt and is going to absolutely loop around. Tough little start to 2024, but we're playing some golf. Here's hole 2 off the tee box. Hit a good little draw here. Kind of pulled it, comes back a little bit. Going to find the fairway. Josh steps up and hits a little bit more of a pull, but is going to find an easy spot as well. Josh's second on the second is going to be a really tight draw, going to be just front right of the green for a birdie putt. After my approach shot is short, Josh's birdie putt here just misses. It's going to tap in for a par. My third comes up here for a nice little chip. That in for par. And we're going to go 2 for 2 on lip outs there. So, couple bad putts there, but just unlucky. Josh steps up on the third and pushes one to the right. Going to find the trees, but going to be able to hit. I step up and decide that sounds like a lot of fun and decide to join him. Just a nice little slicer there to the right-hand side. I punch out, end up in a sand trap. Josh kind of does the same, ends up in a much better location thanks to the winter golf here with no leaves. Here's me from the sand trap on my third shot on the par 5. Hit a nice little shot here, but just tails a little far right. Gonna be hitting from some trees. Josh ends up punching out in the fairway. His third shot here is going to go long again. Nice little shot, but just, again, a little thin. I hit probably my best iron of the day here. Just a nice little tight draw. Hits the center of the fairway, but way that the green slope just slopes way down. Here's my fourth shot here. Kind of a terrible putt from the fringe. And then another pretty bad putt as the short game struggles. Josh had a couple of chips back and forth and has this for an 8, knocks it down. Hits his first shot on the par 3 just short. I join him just short. Both chip up, putting for par. He misses his par putt, I miss mine. We both bogey. On to the 5th. Josh has a 1-shot lead going into 5. I hit a center of the fairway little slicer that ends up on the right side. On the 5th here, Josh comes up and hits a really great draw that's going to end up right down the middle of the fairway here. Great looking shot there. Here's my second from just the left side of the cart path. Hit a nice little draw, but just going to end up just short of the green here. As Josh comes up on his second, he hits a nice little shot that's going to end him up just left of the pin, green side. Here's my birdie attempt at a chip, and a nice little chip that's going to be inside a couple of feet there. So end up parring that. Josh's birdie putt slings by just a little too far. It has this comebacker for par and just misses it outside. So all tied going into the 6th. Josh hits another great draw. Gonna see the center of the fairway again. I have a little pull here. Sees me just in another trap to the left side, but not a bad spot. Hit a decent little shot here going into the 6th green. but it's going to end up just left and just short of the green. Josh hits his second on the 6 and is going to find the green just left of the pin. Has that left for birdie. Here's my birdie chip. Decide to sling it by. Par chip. Gonna chip up right there and just tap that in for a bogey. Here's Josh's attempt at birdie on the 6 and is just gonna miss another putt. Ends up parring that. So Josh has a 2-shot lead going to the 7. Hit a nice little drive here. Gonna end up on the right side. Perfect shot for this hole. Josh ends up hitting a little too much of a draw. Gonna find a little bit of trouble here on the 7th in the trees. Hit a little layup shot on this par 5. Tough green to go for in 2. Gonna end up on the right side. Josh decides to punch out of trouble and does a really great job of finding the fairway. Josh's 3rd here on the par 5 just misses to the left side, but it's gonna be pin high for an easy chip. I absolutely yank this one to the left, but end up fighting back for a nice little chip. Josh's birdie chip here is going to be just short and an easy tap and par. Here's my par attempt on the 7th, going to be just short for a bogey. Josh +7 going into the 8th. Hits a nice little shot here, but just draws just a little too much. Finds the sand. One back, hit a nice little push out to the right, find a sand trap on an easy par 3. Josh hits a nice little sand shot here as he chips up, and I find myself in a bunker myself, hit an absolute duffer to start, and then just chip it way by. So a tough little par 3 as we go for a putt here and then another putt to end up doubling the par 3. Here's Josh's par attempt, another just really close par putt for him. On to the 9th. Josh has a nice little draw on his, gonna find the center of the fairway, and I hit the same exact shot and find just behind him in the middle of the fairway. Josh, about 110 yards in, hits a chip shot and gets super unlucky as it's short, ends up trickling right down to where he was and has to re-hit. I hit the same exact shot, end up just short of the green. So both sitting here putting for par. Josh's attempt is just short for a little tap in bogey on the 9th to finish +9. Here's my attempt at a par, again just finishing just short, gonna end up at +11.